After writing 2 transformational books myself and supporting many other beings to do the same, I've become enthralled by the deep and mysterious magic that's activated when we choose to say yes to ourselves and commit to the book writing journey. Of course, we want to inspire change and new perspectives in our readers, but the transformation that happens as an author, both throughout the writing process and by actually releasing your book into the world, is surprisingly potent. I know I've been blindsided in the most disruptive and delicious ways by some of the changes my books have brought into my life. Writing a book is like casting a spell. Although we can never be completely sure what's going to be unleashed during the process, we choose to do it anyway. This Unbound one is a heroic journey. Each book has the potential to be a magical portal, a doorway to a new world, both for you and your reader. Each book has a very specific medicine that it's here to share with us. And each book gives us the opportunity to alchemize the magnificent imperfection of our experience into gold. The truth is that anyone can write a book. We could all get a few thousand words down and put them together. But what fascinates me is what happens when we allow the book writing process to go deeper. When we say, fuck it, get naked and dive way down beneath the surface. Letting go of the shoulds and any need to be acceptable, sensible, or approved of. What fascinates me is what happens when we make ourselves fully available to being transformed by the very act of writing a book. This is Unbound Writing, and this is the process we'll be exploring together here in the Unbound Writers Club. I'm Nicola, author and founder of the Unbound Press, and I help magical beings to write the transformational book they're really here to write at this time. I'm your guide here in the Unbound Writers Club, and the aim of this podcast is to help you to feel supported, encouraged, activated as you embark on your book writing journey. Whether you're a first-time author or have many books out in the world, my hope is that you will find something here to inspire you. Let's dive in. Hello and welcome to the Unbound Writers Club. Today, don't run away, but we are talking about marketing, promoting yourself, promoting your book, promoting the world, the work, promoting the world, promoting the work that you are doing in the world. And goddess, I even resisted using the word marketing in the title of this episode. Because I know so many of us can have like different associations around it, but it's a really important piece of your journey as an author, because it is one thing to write your book. It's a whole other thing to share it with the world and help it get into the hands of all of the beings that it is meant to impact. And, you know, it's really important to me that your book, your work, your magic, your medicine, your message gets to reach the people that it is here to reach. So that's why I wanted to talk a little bit more about marketing today. And one way of doing it in particular, a way that has worked particularly well for me over the past really kind of seven or so years, but certainly since the beginning of the Unbound Press over the past 5 years, this is the way, well, this is the main focus for most of the marketing that I and we do at the Unbound Press. And it is to host short, so 3 to 5 day online community experiences. So, you know, you may be thinking, what on earth is that? What are you talking about, Nicola? What I mean, you might have seen people running like online challenges. So it could be a challenge, but any kind of event where you're inviting people to be part of something, to sign up. Like usually they exchange their email address in return for being part of it. And then you host some kind of experience. You take people on some kind of journey online over a period of usually 3 to 5 days. It can be longer than that, but usually it's around that length of time. And this is something that I have used, as I said, over the past 7 years in my own business. And certainly since the beginning of the Unbound Press, it's something that has worked really, really well for me. I enjoy the whole experience immensely, and it creates a lot of engagement within the community, within the Unbound writing community, and attracts new people in. So these kind of events have a dual purpose, because yes, they are a way of inviting new people into your world, connecting them with your work and with your book, but also it's a way of deepening connection with your existing people and creating greater engagement and giving them the opportunity to get to know you and your work better, and you get to know them better. I mean, there are so many wins when it comes to community experiences. And it's something, like I said, that you will have seen probably a lot of people do in one way or another. It seems to be like every week there's some kind of new challenge out there in the world that you can sign up for and be part of. Julia Wells, who's someone I follow, she calls these turn-on events. Her work is all about pleasure and profitability, and I love how she calls them turn-on events. Like, it's really a way of like turning yourself on and getting really passionate or more passionate, like plugging into your passion around your work, around your writing, what you are sharing with the world, and also turning people on to what you're here to share. I'm a big fan, in case you didn't notice. I want to talk briefly about my own experience. I ran my first community event. It was a visibility challenge back in 2016, when Heal Your Inner Good Girl was coming out. And it was the first time that I'd run a challenge. It was online. It was in my Facebook group that I was running at the time. And the engagement that it sparked kind of blew me away. I wasn't ready for it. And, it was a visibility challenge. So I was inviting, you may have been part of it. I know some of the people in the Unbound writing community were part of it, but I was inviting women who, it wasn't just for women who had their own businesses. It was just women who wanted to be more fully expressed, to be sharing more of their magic, like what they felt called to share through video online. So, I mean, it sparked so many videos over the course of the week that I ran the challenge. I think I was pretty much full time watching these amazing videos. Like, I couldn't believe how much engagement there was. And during that, I opened the doors to my first mastermind, which was an Unbound business mastermind, and created about, I think it was £2,250 in sales, which, that was a big, big deal at that time for me. So it worked really well in two senses, like financially, like attracting new people into my mastermind, but also like creating that sense of connection within the community, not just with me, like people feeling more deeply connected with me and me feeling more deeply connected with them, but also with each other. And again, this is the magic of a community experience. It's not like everybody's just doing it on their own. There will be some people who do that, which is perfect. But a lot of people, what they love about it is they get to come together in some kind of space, wherever that is held, and connect with each other, as well as you and the work that you are sharing, the process you're taking them through. So that's when I really fell in love with creating these kind of community experiences. And when we came to launch the Unbound Press in 2018, I knew that I wanted to host some kind of Unbound Writing Challenge. And that's what I called it, the Unbound Writing Challenge, which maybe is not the best title. I don't know if I'm a massive fan of calling things a challenge. Although, if you've listened to this and you've had your own experience of like being on the book writing journey, it definitely involves challenge. But yeah, the title, Unbound Writing Challenge, I don't know if it's the best title, but that's what I called it back in the day. And it's become something that we've run every year in November to celebrate the anniversary of the Unbound Press. And it's such a joy every single year. We've had the same people who have come back and done it probably every time we've run it. We have some people who are returning. It always attracts new people into our world. And I just always love hosting that week in the Unbound Writing Challenge. I've also run other kinds of community events. And like I said, it's the main way that I have of attracting new people into my world, into the orbit of the Unbound Press. And you can do this as a way of launching your book, or maybe a course or a program or a retreat or one-to-one work that you're sharing. You can use it for any of those things, or you can use it as a way in itself to grow your audience and certainly to deepen connection with your existing audience. Why this works especially well for Unbound writers, there's a few reasons. One is about connection. Like, if you are listening to this, I am pretty sure that connection is one of your top values, like feeling that deep sense of connection with yourself and also with other people. I'm also pretty sure that with your work, you like to go deep. It's not surface level. And that's why I think marketing sometimes can feel a bit clunky or overwhelming for us, because we're trying to operate in this way where people are telling us, oh, you've just got to make it like super clear what you do, make it punchy, put something out there that's going to go viral or otherwise you will fall foul of the algorithm. It's all about kind of attracting immediate attention. It's not about that. Like, marketing is not about that, but that can be the message that we receive. And then we're trying to kind of bend ourselves into shapes to like market in a way that we feel we should. And it just doesn't work for us. Whereas with these kind of events, these community experiences, you get to be with people over a period of days. So you get to have a relationship with them. You get to go into a process. It's about taking people on a journey, similar in the way you do with a book. And there's something about that depth which works really, really well for Unbound writers. Also, there's a lot of flexibility with these kinds of events. Yes, you could run kind of a 5-day challenge or a 3-day challenge or a 4-day challenge. Like, you get to choose how long it is. Like I said, you can go longer, but you also get to choose how you do it. When I run the Unbound Writing Challenge every day in the group, it runs over 5 days, and there's like a module that goes out, a video invitation, which is pre-recorded. And then I am going live in the Facebook group where we host it every day to dive deeper into that day's subject and also to answer questions. So there's a live element for me in the Unbound Writing Challenge, but there doesn't have to be. Like, if you don't want to be going live, if you want the resources that are taking your people on this journey to be pre-recorded or pre-written, that's perfect. You can have that and then just have some kind of space where people get to connect around it. I did something similar with the story sessions, which was a storytelling community experience that I hosted back in August last year. And I will probably do that again this year, because again, that was really fun, but there wasn't a live element of that. I knew it was August, people were going to be on their summer holidays. I just wanted it to be more chilled for me personally. So everything was I don't even think there was a video element to that. It was all kind of written content with daily prompts. I went in and recorded a short video every day. And now they're done, I can use them again. I don't need to re-record them, where I was going through a particular story that I'd shared in some ways and showing why I'd made kind of certain decisions about how I'd shared it and sharing tips from my own experience. So yes, there was a Facebook group. So I was in the Facebook group and connecting, but I wasn't having to show up live on video at any point. And that worked just as well as it does with the Unbound Writing Challenge, where there's the live element. So you have that flexibility to do it in a way that feels good for you, which, as the unbound being you are, like, that's so important, isn't it? And it harnesses the power of what you're already doing naturally. Like, you are most certainly a powerful space holder. Like, if you're listening to this, you will be a space holder of some kind, I'm sure, even if you don't identify in that way. And if you're called to write a book, then yes, like, your book is going to be holding space for people to go on a journey. And that's what you get to do with these kind of experiences. You are taking people on a journey and you are creating connection, or there's a potential for connection. So it's going to feel really natural for you, and you get to host it. I've spoken about Facebook here, like having a Facebook group for the experiences that I host, but you don't have to use Facebook. You don't have to use social media at all. You could invite people to a Zoom session or have a group on some other platform. You could have a WhatsApp group or a Telegram group, or, whatever feels good for you. There's so much flexibility. So I hope that has sparked some ideas for you. In April, I am running a live round of my program, Create a Community Experience, with, oh my goodness, can't get my words out. Create a Community Experience, which is all about creating and hosting one of these kind of events to attract more readers and clients into your world. So this is something I hosted as a workshop last year, have put it together now into a program which takes you right through the process of like creating your own experience. And in April, we are going to dive into it live over 3 weeks from April the 17th. And the invitation will be for you to actually create your own event and to share it and to run it. Hopefully within that 3 weeks, or certainly pretty shortly after the 3 weeks. But in the live round, we will be going through the process. You'll be putting your event together. You'll be inviting people into it. And assuming you do that, I will be sharing your community experience, your challenge, your event, whatever it is, with the Unbound Writing community. So both with my email list and on social media. So you get access to a kind of wider audience of people. So if you are interested in being part of that, you need to head over. Now I need to remember the link, don't I? Look, can somebody remind me to always check what the link is before I hit record on this podcast? Let me just check that. Okay. It's nicola.humber.com/create-a-community-experience. We will put the link in the show notes. If you can't find anything, come and find me on Instagram. I'm at Nicola Humber, and I would love you to be part of it. I know a question that comes up, and it came up during the original workshop that I ran, is, okay, it's one thing to host a community experience like this, but how do you find the people to be part of it? So, hosting a community experience is a great way of creating interest in your work and connecting with new people, absolutely, in itself. But in next week's episode, what I'm going to do is share with you 3 really powerful ways that you can be growing your audience so that you can be attracting new people into your community and then hosting some kind of experience. So these are going to be ways that complement the process of hosting a community experience. So look out for that magic dropping. And I would love, love, love you to be part of the live round that we're running in April. If you've got any questions at all, like I said, come and find me on Instagram at Nicola Humber. I would love to hear from you. And I will be back next week with more marketing goodness for you.